get to it later. But this week I'm going to talk a little bit about, I got a question from one of our VIP Inner Circle members about what kind of standards do you hold your agents to. So this topic is for broker owners, team leaders, or people thinking, because it's never too early to start thinking about it, people thinking about hiring that first, buyer's agent or listing agent, right? So what kind of standards do you hold them to? And then what do you do if they fall behind? All right, so as far as standards go, you have to decide for yourself and what makes sense for your market and for your business model. Right, it's going to be different for everyone depending on the market you're in, the business model. Ultimately though, people I think need to be judged by number of contracts, total amount of deals they're doing on a per month basis. Right, and I think before you even get into standards, you really should sit down with your team members, with your buyer's agents, listing agents, and set a goal for them. Right, set a goal or have them help set a goal for what you want their annual production to be and what they think it should be, right? Make sure that there's a mesh there. It's like if someone comes and is gung-ho about doing, 10 deals in a year, well, that may work for some agents, right, and some teams, but maybe that doesn't work for your model, right? Because maybe you're spending a lot of money generating leads. Your splits could be different. There's all sorts of, variables that go into that. So if it doesn't work for your model, then you've got a misalignment, right? You've got the wrong person, right? So they need to either adjust their goal or you need to find new people. So, make sure. Oh, John, I got a technical question here. It still says loading preview on my screen.
We're still live.
We're still live. Okay. Sorry guys, just making sure that you weren't missing anything, but yeah, back to setting the goals with them. So before you kind of get into standards, set make sure that the goal that they set for themselves aligns with what you want the goals for your team members to be. And if it's not, you might have to get rid of them. Then you kind of have to decide on what you want the basic level to be on your team. And if I were you, I would think of where you want people now versus where you want them in a year, and in 3 years, and in 5 years. So what we've done on our team, our basic level of activity that we want is 2 deals per month, 24 a year. That's the minimum goal, minimum standard on our team. Like you can't come in and set a goal for 12 or for 15 or 18. Like, we just don't want those types of agents. We want people that are doing 2 deals per month. And if you hit that, great. If not, we're going to talk about remediation programs and probation period. Beyond that 2 deal threshold, we want you to be really working towards 3 deals per month. So once you get to 2, if you're ramped up and up to speed, and that's our goal, is that, by the end of your first year, you're at that pace where it's 2 deals a month, 2 deals a month. Then we really want you working to 3 deals, right? And when you hit 3 deals a month on our team consistently, we have a model where we hire you a buyer supporting agent. They do the showings, they help you with the contracts, they help you with contingencies, right? Because you've proven that you can go out, do 3 deals a month, and with the showing agent, now you're gonna do more because this person's gonna take non-productive activities off your plate, right? Leave you with higher dollar activities. So we rolled that out about 2 years ago for one of our agents who was consistently hitting 36, 40 deals a year. And boom, now she's at 70 deals. So now we've got more people coming in on this that have graduated to this 3 deals a month program. Actually, 4 of them started with supporting agents this week. Right? And then the next step for the agent that takes a supporting agent and goes from 3 deals to 4 or 5 deals a month is we hire them an extra admin. So now it's 3 people, right? And then if they expand beyond that, we'll create a way where they are able to get other agents and create a mini team kind of within a team concept. So, while 2 is the standard, we kind of have this ladder, this progression that we want people to grow into, because you always want to think, how can I grow with my agents? How can I provide something that they can grow into? Because if you don't have that, then there's a good chance that they're going to leave you. They're going to feel like they've capped out, they've maxed out. How do they grow? How do they get to the next step? Okay. We got a question from Red Ramser. How do you help agents that start to fall off in their productivity? That's a great question. I was about to go there next anyway. So, if we bring on an agent, we have an initial ramp up period of training. It lasts 3 months. Some people get through it faster. After that, we expect them to get to that 2 deals a month pace. So if they don't get there, or they've been there before and they fall off that pace, they're gonna sit down with our sales manager or Carrie and myself, and we're going to review, what activities are they doing, what are they not, and we're gonna, the deals per month is really what I would call a lagging indicator. So what I mean by that is, by the time a contract's ratified and closes, there's not much you can do to change production for that month or even the next month. You need to look at, leading indicators. Leading indicators would be how much time you're spending calling prospects, how many open houses you're doing, right? How much time you spend following up with past clients. How many new appointments do you have a week? Right? These are things that if you look at someone's productivity and that goes up, that in 2 to 3 months their closed results are going to go up. So it's a leading indicator. So we're going to look closely at that. Now, when we hire new agents and they're going through the training period, we expect them to do a certain amount of calling hours per day, following up with leads in our system, following up with new leads, circle prospecting, making contact. Sales is a contact game. That's no different if you're on a prospecting-based team or running a prospecting-based team, or if you're one that is, a marketing-based team where you're generating a lot of leads, or a mix of both. Either way, you got to make a lot of contacts. You got to get in front of a lot of people. Too many people don't do that enough, and I think they're just, they kind of have self-judgment. They're afraid of getting rejected and what will other people think. You just got to get through that. Make a lot of contacts. So when people come on, they're new. They're going to be on at least 2 hours a day of lead generation, calling activities. They're going to be shadowing experienced agents. And when they test out on our buyer presentation and all that stuff and get approved for leads, they're going to be on daily reports. So every day they're going to send myself, Carrie, Danielle, our sales manager, a report on the activity they did, how many hours they spent calling, how many people they talked to, how many appointments they booked, how many appointments they went on. So they're going to be on that type of reporting until they prove that they can, get to the two deals a month level. So if they fall off or they don't get there, what are we going to do? Well, if they fall off, we're going to put them back on daily reports, all right? And then we're going to give them a written plan that they help us develop. Like, they're a part of making it, right? So it's got to work for them. We're going to have a written plan of the activities for them to do to get back on track, right? So it's going to be more calling hours, more open houses, more outbound prospecting, more training. Like, are they going to go learn a new sales skill, right? Maybe some separate hours coaching with one of us, right? So we're going to actually list out all of the activities we want them to do to get back on track. All right, Ryan, once your agents hit their monthly goals, what coaching advice do you use for them to close more? So if they're hitting 2 deals a month and they want to get to 3 and they want help on that, and their goal is 36 per year, probably for that person it's just going to be more contacts, right? If you're doing 24, you obviously know how to get in front of people, you know how to close them, you know how to help them buy or sell a home. So at that point it's just adding an extra deal a month, so increasing the activities that they're good at, that they enjoy, and that are working, right? If you can meet those criteria, it's unlimited. So we're going to find out the activities that are working best for them, that they like doing, and increase those activities. We're going to try to figure out, what are you spending your time on that's non-productive, that isn't generating more sales, and we're going to see if we can reduce that through either organization or having help with one of our transaction coordinators. So the people that are between 2 to 3 deals a month, they get transaction coordination support. It's not the same level as like a showing agent would be, but it's some level of support to help them, right? So those are the big things we're going to do there. Training tools and techniques, another question from Brittany, that you have found make the biggest impact on the effectiveness of your team. It's going to depend really on what market you're in, how you're structured, all of that. So, I think in general though, you want to look at, how many leads am I generating? How many of those are converting to appointments, right? And then how many appointments become buyers or sellers? And if you're a team that has ISAs, inside sales agents that are booking the appointments, that's one thing to look at. Is like, so everything you do, if you want to improve it, you got to measure it and track it. So if you're noticing your appointments are down, you're going to want to train your ISAs. If you notice, hey, we're booking more appointments, but our conversions are still flat or have gone down, then you're going to need to train your buyer's agents, your listing agents, on how to get them from appointment to buying and selling faster. So you're going to want to look at where the gaps are, and you can only do that if you're tracking everything. One issue, one challenge we've had this year in our market is, our buyer's agents are showing a lot of homes, even writing a lot of offers, but it's very, very competitive, right? Homes are getting multiple bids. Buyers are losing out sometimes when they have very little contingencies and are going over asking price. So we've been doing training on that specifically, how to win out in competing situations, how to find homes off market, how to get your offer accepted before the bidding war, right? So we've been training the team on that. So you want to be, analyzing results from end to end, tracking, making corrections where you think is needed, and then getting feedback from your team members on what part of the process could be better. So that's definitely, my answer on that is just get more granular, by tracking and measuring and getting feedback from your team members. And I would also say, Brittany, on that question, Carrie and I spend a ton of time and money getting training from, we used to focus on the top people in our industry, but we've recently, in the last few years, spent a lot of time and money expanding outside of that. So getting training from Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Russell Brunson. Like, what are top salespeople in other industries doing? What are top marketers in other industries doing, right? Mirroring them, taking their best practices and bringing it back into the real estate community, right? So look outside your industry to help make yourself better. All right, guys, that's it for this week. I hope that was helpful. I enjoyed the questions, enjoyed the feedback. And if you really want to learn more about training, right, all aspects of it, from marketing, conversion, sales, building a team member, check out the link I'm going to post in the description here in a few minutes on the HyperFast Sales Summit. So last year we did a one-day event. We had Grant Cardone was the headliner, and we had about 350 people. This year in November, we're doing a 2-day event. We're going to have Ryan Serhant. We're going to have twice as many people. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. anyone from solo agent to experienced agent, team leader, and in between will benefit from being there. We're going to have a ton of great people. Nick and Tristan from Lab Coats, so check that out. You'll learn as much as you want and then some on training your team members, generating more leads, and taking your business to the next level. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you did. Hit that thumbs up. Share this with a friend or someone else in real estate that you think could benefit from it, and I'll see you next time.